Okay, this is the general setup for the steering and front axle for the go-kart. You can essentially divide this into two parts. Starting with the axle, you take the spoke of the wheel and the tire itself, just slide it into each other. Do that for both tires. Then the axle itself can be combined into a setup much like this, with these bits going to be on the bottom, kind of like a cake, I guess you could say, a weird cake thing. Yeah. And then the tires just pop.
The wheels part took a little bit longer than I can send, so I might have to put those
There's
together.
the front axle. Now, when it comes to the steering wheel, take these wings right here and make sure they are exactly one, they attach these yellow pieces with exactly one peg available on each side. Do that twice, like so. These 1x1 pieces with the extra hole go on the larger end of each of these wings, facing outward. This yellow piece, it kind of looks like an old camera, connects these two pieces together. And the steering wheel itself just goes right on top like that. The steering is attached to the middle of the axle with one block hanging over. The final piece right here is connected under the block, flush with the axle itself. And that is how you assemble the axle and steering mechanism.
Okay, so we're going to assemble the axle, the seat, and one of the bumpers. The axle, the main parts are composed of two of these black bits. What you do is just take one of these, make sure it's 4 pegs off, and kind of put that like that, so that 2 of the pegs are facing out, 4 down. What you do is take the other one, put it right beside it, like that, and then you take this piece and just put it right behind it. So it's assembled like this. Then you take one of these red pieces, put it right on the end, facing this way. Do it for the other side, make sure there's 2 pegs, and then you take one of these little things and put it on the outside. Like this. When you assemble it, it goes like this. Now we're going to assemble the seat. Take one of these little things, 4x4 peg. Take one of these, put it in the middle, one at the top, so it's like in the middle. Flip it over to the back. Take one of these, attach onto whatever you put it on the seat. Put it on the back. The hinges right there. You just put it on right there. And that's the seat.
The only one that you're gonna have to cut some out of.
Now we assemble one of the bumpers. Take one of these long red pieces. Take one of these little tiny red ones and put it right like this, so that there's one left over right there. And you do it. Put the other one like this. One on each side. Then you take one of these tiny little triangular pieces and face them outward and put them along this side. And then you do it to the other side, facing outward. And the finished product should look like that. And that's one of the bumpers.
To sketch these pieces together is to mix those with the tires, and you have to put them all the black pieces. And that's in the front, and we need to these pieces, black pieces, put them
Alright, so we're going to put the engine together. So first, take this big back black piece, take your seat onto this little 4-pronger, and it's right at the edge of this black piece. You got one space on each side. And you're going to take these little red things, put them on each side in the middle of this black piece. Okay, so your base. Take this little red prong. It's got prongs on both sides. One's hollow, the other one's solid. And you're going to put that on the back, opposite of the seat, and the back on the bottom of the base, with the hollow prongs facing outwards. Then we'll take this little rectangular prism, this gray, and we'll put the black on top, kind of like flushes the two. You'll put those directly in between your two red pieces. Alright. Next, you'll take these little two red pieces right here. One's got a little shindig off the side. And this will be facing outwards, opposite of your chair. Okay? Like so. Then take this little flat piece just to make sure these two stay together. That goes on top. Little cylinder connects to the back of your little shindig. Then you'll take these two fence-looking things, these bars, and it goes right on top of the black, like so. Okay. Then you take your little piston headers. All right, these will connect into like that, little connectors, and that will go on both sides of your engine box. Same thing on the other side. And there is your engine. Perfect. Now we're going to assemble the entire golf cart, or the go-kart. So first, we'll take your front bumper and your front axle. You'll take this little rectangle right here, and that will go directly in the middle of your steering. Okay, very gentle, or else it will fall apart like that. Alright, so now you have your front end. Take your back end, take your axle, it goes right underneath your engine, flush with your red connector. Take your bumper, black part down, same thing as the front end, alright, connects to your connector. Now, take either the front end or back end, whatever you prefer, and you'll connect it to the body. So it goes on the bottom, just to cover that blue rectangle. Same thing on the bottom side. Covers that blue rectangle, if I can find it. There it is. Alright. Then last thing you do, take your seat, your little connector. It goes right in there to the other connector. And there is your go-kart.